can see, when I practice Tai Chi, the form training or the fight training with my friends or my students or my partners, I always get out of breath. And I teach my students, if you're training Tai Chi and you're not sweating, and you're training Tai Chi and you're not out of breath, you're not doing traditional Tai Chi. A real Tai Chi master shows their Chi when it's dripping down their face in the form of sweat. Okay, so train hard with your Tai Chi. This is part 2 of our series on grabbing from behind and taking somebody down or separating ourselves from the danger. In part 1, we showed how Tai Chi can help us to sweep somebody's legs out and follow them down to the ground with balance and rooting and get away from the danger. In this part 2, we're going to move into the Kung Fu world and show how Tiger-style Kung Fu can also be effective toward taking somebody down, especially if that person is bigger than us. So in this case, Jeremy is bigger than Nick, who I trained with earlier. So with Nick, I showed the Tai Chi technique of sucking in, rooting down, sweeping the leg with a Tai Chi step, and following down to the ground in 4 closed 6 sealed, or in horse stance, immobilizing, controlling, then getting away from the danger. In this case, I don't want to lift Jeremy up because he's big, and I may mess up. So if you are in a position where we've been sparring or fighting, and I got myself behind you, which often happens in a fight, often. And if I know what to do, I can survive. So same beginning as with Nick, I've got him from behind, and now since I've been training my tiger hand positions, I have enough fingertip and grip strength to hold Jeremy solidly. When you guys are pulling into tiger claws, a big pet peeve of mine is when a Chinese martial artist shows that the tiger claw is for ripping, tearing, and some Chinese martial artists showed the tiger claw is actually for striking with the fingertips. I don't want to talk bad about anybody, but when I teach my students, I tell them that the tiger claw can be used for ripping and tearing, of course, but for the most part, the tiger claw must be held tight as can be until you're shaking and you can barely pick up your chopsticks for your bowl of rice when you get home, because that's the training to give us rock climber, ninja warrior type fingertip, hand, and wrist strength. Because in a fight, if you have powerful fingertips, wrists, hand muscles, and grip strength, you can dominate your opponent. So many jiu-jitsu guys, so many MMA guys, and so many wrestlers train grip strength because it helps them win in the fight. So our tiger train with those claws is gonna give me the ability to have strong fingers and hands so I can hold Jeremy here with this kind of lock, like I showed you guys earlier. We have the fingers together this way. We did this in part 1, the previous video. We have the fingers, it could be this way. But if you guys notice, Jeremy is harder for me to get around than Nick. So I'm gonna use this method right here, and that's gonna be a tougher lock for him to break, okay? If I hold like this, he'll be able to break it. If I hold my wrist, he'll be able to break it. It's only one hand grabbing. But I hold like this, it gives me the best opportunity toward keeping him immobilized, and in a real fight, we wanna play the odds. You can't always win, but at least play the odds. And the odds are, this grip is strongest. So I've got Jeremy right here. Now check this out. I hope the camera can see this sneaky move. In the tiger form that we were practicing today in class, there's a move where we grab onto one wrist, immobilize the other elbow, and then keep the arm as we post an inside trap toward the knee. And a lot of people think this is just a knee trap toward getting somebody, trapping the knee that way. And it could be. There's many different fighting applications for each move in Kung Fu. But in this case, for this video, we're gonna show the knee trap move as a post to the heel from behind. So I've got Jeremy locked up, holding tight. There's no space between my body and Jeremy's body. If I'm back here, it gives him a lot of power. If I'm in here and my base is strong, my root is strong, with my Tai Chi stance, I've got a lot more power. Now, if I turn this way, what you'll see is, I'm not gonna pick Jeremy up. Instead, I'm going to post up his leg here. That tiger trap is going to post behind his Achilles heel or his heel. And then I'm going to take him down and to the right slightly to where we fall over to the side. And then we come over the top and I put one leg over Jeremy as if we're cuddling at night with one leg hooking over. How'd that feel? Fine. It was fine?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're kind of immobilized?
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's try it again one more time. This will work whether I have your arms or not. Just for the sake of this video, I got the arms. Now, one thing that I learned early on in my martial arts training is that fighting is not about who's the biggest and who's the strongest and who's the fastest. Real fighting is about timing, inches, and angles. Okay? It's very important when I have Jeremy not to post his leg and then pull him directly on top of me. That'd be the wrong angle, and we have no inches, okay? I want to make sure that when I've got Jeremy pulled in and my root is strong and my body position is correct, that when I post behind his leg, I just have him a few inches off center to the right. Just a few inches off center. And my angle is going to be going 45 degrees down to my right, so that we hit right on my right butt cheek, and then I continue the momentum over, and one leg hooks on top. This puts me in the superior position. I can either exercise my top game for keeping him on the ground, or I can push away, create space, and get out of the situation. So just to recap in this video, Tiger is not always for striking and ripping and power and all this stuff. Tiger is also for a series of immobilization and grappling and takedowns. In this case, we have our Tiger grip strength, holding them close. We have our Tiger base, or our Tai Chi base, giving us power in the legs. And we have this post-up trap position from our beginner level, Flying Tiger Kata, or Tao Lu, or form, whatever you call it. We post up here. We adhere to the inches and angles of proper fighting by taking Jeremy down and to the right, and then we hook over the top and get that one leg over. Once I have my base on top of him, I can push away, get distance, and get out of there. Or if I'm really good at a top game ground fighting, I can hold him there until help comes along. I don't like to hold though, because Jeremy's got 5 friends with bottles and baseball bats. And they're drunk, and they're mad, and they're coming. I want to get the heck out of there and get to where there's people and where there's help. So come on, Jeremy. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
In real life, I never want you guys to find yourself in a fringe area. And a fringe area is an area where you cannot get to help within 30 seconds. So if you're in a fringe area and the fight breaks out, your goal is to exercise good self-defense, immobilize the threat, and then get out of the fringe area to where there's help. Let me finish this video showing you guys this move twice in full speed from 2 different angles. Comment down below what city you're watching from and what martial art you practice. And I will see you guys back here for my next lesson.